Hello, this is Krista Noss from 7 Mile Advantage, and I want to show you what went wrong working with pedigree tables in the new WordPress editor. First of all, pedigree tables show the parentage of horses or other kinds of animals, generally in a for sale or at stud web page, and this is what they ought to look like, or this is at least what I want mine to look like. That takes a table with some CSS. When I went to convert my web page to blocks for the new WordPress editor, by the way, I hate that little thing at the top all the time. Here's what I got. Everything worked fine until we got to the pedigree tables. This is actually sort of backwards and smushed into two columns, absolutely meaningless. All there is to do is remove this block. At that point, I struggled a little bit to figure out how to get a block added into the area that I wanted it. But once I got that, I was able to tell it that what I wanted was a custom HTML block. I was on the right path. Tables seem like they should work, but they don't, because I can't get my CSS styles in there. So I go to custom HTML, then I went back to the page as it was because I hadn't hit update on this yet, so I could still go back. There's the page, and I needed to view it. I don't know why I hovered over duplicate so long. When I viewed it, then I could do Control U to look at the code, scroll down and find that pedigree table code that was working before I made the switch to blocks. So I'm going to select all of that table in this code. I think at this point you can tell that this isn't something that's going to work for just every user. I select that code, copy it, and then I'm going to go back and paste it into that custom HTML block. Now, at this point, it seems like it should go pretty straightforward, and I guess mostly it does. I did paste it as plain text just to be careful. It looks really weird here. And I tried clicking on the preview button because it looks as though it has cut off the top 73 lines of my table. Clicking that preview button was a mistake, so apparently one shouldn't do that because it just zapped everything. So I had to go back and paste again. Still looks like 73 missing lines, but I just went ahead and updated it to see what would happen. When I do that, the page is going to look just fine. Now this page is still a little wonky, and the reason I can hit update like this is I'm working on a staging site. But my pedigree table looks good. So ignore the way the rest of it looks and just look at how the pedigree table is looking the way it ought to. Interestingly, when I save the post and come back to it at a later time, it manages to look like I want it to inside the editor. And here is the finished page for that filly with her pedigree table looking like it should, and the cool new Gutenberg gallery that, by the way, I really like down at the bottom of the page. So that's my table experience with Gutenberg, and to put it mildly, that's a train wreck because there's no way for a normal person to edit that HTML. We need answers.